day of March 2025, on Friday, the 14th day of March 2025, I received a notice of allegations of gross misconduct brought pursuant to Section 188 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended 1999. Distinguished colleagues, it is with reference to acts of gross misconduct in the performance of the functions of the office of the governor by His Excellency Sir Fubara, GSSROS, Governor of Rivers State. Distinguished colleagues, this particular letter addressed to me as the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, pursuant to, or rather in compliance with Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, was received by me on Friday, the 14th day of March 2025. Honorable members, having received this communication, we are all aware of the provisions of the Constitution, which is why I felt I should bring it here so that members will know that I'm in receipt of this particular letter. This letter is actually a document that has it's in 10 pages. It has 5 grounds of gross misconduct. The first ground 1, has 4 particulars. Ground 2 has 3 particulars. Ground 3 has 5 particulars. Ground 4 has 2 particulars, and Ground 5 has 1 particular. Distinguished colleagues, it's quite a lengthy document, but in compliance with Section 188 sub 3, I have already made available copies of this particular letter written to me, which is signed by 26 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. I've ensured that this particular document is before all the members, so you all have your copies. Members, do you have all your copies? So I've already complied with that particular section of the Constitution that mandates me to forward copies to all the members and also forward to the governor. I also directed that a copy be sent to the governor same Friday. Thank you, distinguished colleagues. Honorable members, in the same vein, I received another correspondence from members. This time, it is the notice of allegations of gross misconduct brought pursuant to Section 188 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended 1999, with reference to acts of gross misconduct in the performance of the functions of the office of the Deputy Governor by Her Excellency Professor Ngozi Mma Odo, GSSRS, Deputy Governor of Rivers State. The authors of this particular letter has referred me to Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. And this particular letter contains 3 major grounds of gross misconduct. The first ground has 4 particulars. The second ground has 1, while the third ground has 5. Honorable members, pursuant to section 188 sub 3, I caused this particular document to be forwarded to all the members in compliance with that section of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Let me now ask if all the members are in receipt of their copies, as I have made same to be sent to them on the 14th day of March 2025 in compliance with section 188 of the Constitution. Just to hear from members. Members, you all have your copies. So every member has been properly served on Friday. I also ensured that a copy is sent to the Deputy Governor, but we'll still take further steps. But just to let you know what I did on Friday, distinguished colleagues. Immediately I received this document from the Deputy Governor. Distinguished colleagues, this is just by way of announcement, so you know that I have officially received the correspondence from 26 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly on these two issues. Any petition, in the absence of any petition, clerk, what do we have on the other paper?
To investigate Dr. Secretary of the State Government. Orders of the day. 1. Report of the House Committee on Standing Orders. 2. Notice of allegations of fraud misconduct against His Excellency Governor of Rivers State and Her Excellency Deputy Governor of Rivers State by another member of Rivers State House Assembly.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, Right Honorable member representing Okala State Constituency. Mr. Speaker, this morning I rise to move motion to request the Economic and Financial Crime Commission to investigate the Secretary to Rivers State Government, SSG. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, whereas Section 128 of the Constitution empowers this House, the emphasis are mine, to direct or cause to be directed an inquiry or investigation into any matter or thing with respect to which this House has the powers to make laws for. Mr. Speaker, concerned that the office of the Secretary to the Rivers State Government has been spending taxpayers' money, funds, without degree of approval from 2024 to date, Mr. Speaker. We are also worried, Mr. Speaker, that the Rivers State people are anxiously waiting to know how their taxpayers' money funds are being expended by office of the Secretary to the Rivers State Government without proper authorization, sir. Mr. Speaker, this motion is urging this House for just 3 prayers. Prayer 1, sir. 1. Condemn spending of taxpayers' funds by office of the Secretary to the Rivers State Government without, I will say, proper authorization. The emphasis are mine. 2. Urge the House to invite the Economic and Financial Crime Commission to investigate office of the Secretary to the Government of Rivers State. 3. Any other directive the House may deem necessary to make in the circumstance. Mr. Speaker, this motion is sponsored by 1. Right Honorable my humble self, Honorable Major Jack Akuturuwa, Honorable Linda Subiari Stewart Okrika, Honorable Frankie Wabuchi, Onega 1, Honorable Office Kapan, Andoni, Honorable John Dominic Iderema Abua Igua, Honorable Tony Williams, Ahoda East 1, Honorable Ukwende Dono Isaiah Akutoro 2, Honorable Gravit Veterinary Wedding Team, Akutoro 1, Honorable Edemi Alabo George at Akutoro 2, Honorable Peter E. Abbey Degema, Honorable Ikwe Afoj Obey Element, Honorable Justina Emeji Emova, Honorable Omoka Ignatius Iche, Honorable Chimenze Christian Wampo Iche 2, Honorable Yenchi Prince Nenchi Ikwere, Honorable Wako Barile Ghana, Honorable Amadi Emilia Loki Akobiako 2, Honorable Ezekwe Ketika Ijoma Onerga, Honorable Davis Arnold Okugolo, Honorable Wanko Sivanos Omuma, Honorable Ofoji Jirak Oyibo, Honorable Solomon Wabi Utakot 1, Honorable Adoki Toye Spat Utakot 2, Honorable Azero Okwara Utakot 3, Honorable Ben Mba Dai. Mr. Speaker, by your leave, may I lay this motion and take it.
Motion for adoption of the motion. Second.
Second motion.
Very distinguished colleague, I am appointed Rolo Isaiah, member representing Akoto constituency. I rise this morning, Mr. Speaker, to commend the mover of this motion to investigate the secretary to the state government. Mr. Speaker, it is unethical for any agent of the executive to spend taxpayers' money without approval, without proper appropriation. Mr. Speaker, this motion comprises money being spent since 2024 till date. And Mr. Speaker, I am of the opinion that the Economic and Financial Crime Commission should investigate, has been urged by this House to do so that Rivers people will enjoy the dividends of democracy. We cannot allow one single man to be squandering money in the name of spending for the state without proper appropriation. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, I urge other members to support this motion. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I represent the good people of Fubara Constituency 3. Mr. Speaker, I want to align myself with this motion signed by the 56 members of this House. It is timely, and I want to align myself with the three prayers here, condemning the spending of taxpayers' funds by the office of the Secretary. This is coming timely. Secretary of the State Government, Western State Government, SSG. This is coming timely, Mr. Speaker. You will agree that we ran the whole of 2024 without any budget. And this is happening this third time in 2025. So, Mr. Speaker, this is timely. I want us to pass this. I will urge my colleagues to support this speedily so I can give it a speedy passage. Thank you very much.
I remain on the case for the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the motion before us is a motion of financial crime against the SSG. It's alleged, and with what I've seen here, the 26 members here have signed it. I myself, with the prayers here, I condemn the spending of River State's money without appropriation bill. It's an illegal act, and I call on the EFCC to investigate it. Thank you.
As one of the members that sponsored this motion, I align myself totally. This motion is timely. It's to save River State citizens,
to save people that are residing in River State. 2024 and now we are in 2025. That River State money, that appropriation, they have been spending it, the executive have been spending it. And they have gone ahead with impunity to spend this money without anything coming to River State. And my people have asked me to support this motion totally. Let the SAG be investigated. Let the SAG be investigated. What happened in 2004? What happened to our money? Let him be investigated. I align myself to that. And I urge my honorable members to support this motion as they have signed the motion that the SAG should be brought to court. Thank you.
Were constrained by the refusal of government officials to honor our invitations. We cannot continue to issue warrant of arrest from morning till night. So that is why we need to now seek help from outside, while the police is assisting other agencies of government. We need to assist us so that we can find out how billions, hundreds of billions of taxpayers' funds have been filtered away to destinations, different currencies that we don't know about. The motion before us concerning the Secretary to State Government indicates that he's neck deep in what we're talking about, and it's only proper that an agency of the federal government comes to the aid of the River State House of Assembly so that we can properly perform our duties as an assembly. Distinguished colleague, the prayers are germane. Call on the EFCC, condemn the action of the SSG, spending without budgetary approval. And I think that no sensible member will oppose any move to investigate, especially when you see verifiable evidence that there have been expenditures without budgetary approvals. On that note, distinguished colleagues, I will put the question for us to vote one way or the other, whether to move ahead with the prayers as they are contained in this particular motion. Distinguished colleagues, those in favor of this particular motion, please say aye.
This is the report of the House Committee on Standing Orders. At the legislative sitting of the 10th Assembly's second session, by the leave of the House, Mr. Speaker, you graciously mandated the House Committee on Standing Orders to examine the standing orders in line with Section 101 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and Order 51 of the Standing Orders, with a view to proposing any amendments. In reviewing the standing orders, Mr. Speaker, the committee recorded one important finding, namely that there is the need for the House to sit any day, any time of the week when it becomes absolutely necessary in the public interest or in an emergency. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, this is in line with what also obtains at the national level. So the committee found out that our orders were now stale, while what obtains at the national level has been updated, and even in other states' houses of assembly. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, the committee's recommendation in the light of the above is that we're proposing a new rule, Rule 9, to be added on order 5 to read thus. The House shall sit at any day and any time when it becomes absolutely necessary in the public interest or emergency. The House must, however, be properly convened by the Speaker in any of these circumstances. Mr. Speaker, the committee wishes to appreciate you for the encouragement we had from you in the course of performing this assignment. This report is signed by all the members, and we are the Right Honorable Dumle Mao, Honorable Major Jack, my humble self, the Honorable Linda Somiari Stewart, Honorable Mwaboti Franklin Yu, Honorable Fitz Christopher Kaban, Honorable Igwe Obe Afoji, Honorable Enemi Alamo George, Honorable Opara Azeru, Honorable Ederema Dominic John, Honorable Wampo Silvanos, Honorable Emeji Justina, Honorable Tony Williams Quinn Yu. Mr. Speaker, by your leave, may I please lay this report?
Listen. Please, put your back up. Please request. Honorable Peter.
Submitted.
Committee report.
The committee report submitted by the deputy leader. I submit.
Debate.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, let me sincerely thank all members of this committee for this wonderful report, Mr. Speaker. This report has only one prayer, and that prayer is that the House sits at any day, any time, that the House deems fit absolutely that the Speaker must have conveyed the same communications to all members. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge this House for us to just add that we sit. Our standing order is in order. We just need to just add this word into it. I don't see any ambiguity in it. It's for us to just put the question and we go. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Solomon Wani, Mr. Speaker, let me thank the deputy leader, the Honorable Linda Stewart, for this motion. Like our leader has also said, it's just an addendum. The report, it's just an addendum to the standing order of this House to help us carry out our duties in this chamber. And also, in terms of emergency, the Speaker can recommend the House for us to do our work for the people of Rivers State. So I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity, and I support all that has been submitted in this report. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The 1999 Constitution has amended, more specifically Section 101 of the 1999. So we do not need anybody to tell us how to perform our duties. And that is why, pursuant to Section 101, the House can come up with standing orders, amend them as at when necessary, and going forward too, Order 51 of the Rivers State Standing Orders allows for amendment of the standing orders, and that is why the Standing Orders Committee has come up with these reports asking for the House to amend Order 5 of the standing order by including one rule to make it 9 in total. Deputy Speaker, you are dividing the House. To add another rule to Rule 5, and that rule is to ensure
that this House is not in any way encumbered from serving Rivers people whenever the need arises. More specifically, this particular clause, which is being sought to be included to Order 5, is calling for us to insert this clause. And I read, the House shall sit at any day and any time when it becomes absolutely necessary in the public interest or in any emergency. The House must be properly convened by the Speaker in any of these circumstances. Distinguished colleagues, you know that once our sitting time ends, as it is in this standing order, something could arise. There could be a natural disaster. There could be anything warranting the House to reconvene, beyond the time stipulated in the standing order. So what this particular clause intends to do is to enlarge that window in the event that such a thing happens. We will not be encumbered when we consider it absolutely necessary. Distinguished colleagues, that said, let me now put the question. Those in favor of the reports and the recommendations should please indicate by raising their hands. Distinguished colleagues, those for 26, against, nil, abstention, nil. Distinguished colleagues, by this voting and pursuant to Order 51, the standing orders of this Rivers State House of Assembly is hereby amended, and the clause, the House shall sit at any day and any time when it becomes absolutely necessary in the public interest or in any emergency, the House must be properly convened by the Speaker in any of these circumstances, is hereby inserted into our standing orders, and it becomes part of it. Clerk, what next do we have on the other papers? To Section 188 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended 1999, with reference to acts of gross misconduct in the performance of the functions of the office of the Governor of Rivers State, Sir Fubara, GSS RS. Distinguished colleagues, I informed you that I received this particular document and that I have forwarded same to all members in line with Section 188 sub 3, which makes it mandatory for me to forward the document to all members, and I've sent all copies. Distinguished colleagues, we are all aware of the difficult times we are in, a period where a governor of a state who swore to an oath of office to abide by the Constitution will be directing staff of the government not to receive correspondence from us. We have made every effort through courier, through personal service, and the governor makes it impossible for communication or correspondence from this House to get to him. The whole world is aware, members have not forgotten, that on several occasions we have sent correspondence to the governor and that he has turned down this correspondence from us. Even after the Supreme Court judgment, for emphasis, a correspondence was sent to the governor, and the governor ordered that the correspondence should not be received from this legitimate Rivers State House of Assembly. Members are aware that we passed a resolution that will write to the governor, drawing his attention to the fact that the Supreme Court delivered a judgment and that he should bring the budget within 48 hours. We sent that communication to the governor turned them back. We had to resort to other means, including publication on print media, to draw his attention. After the Supreme Court judgment as well, members are also aware that with your leave, we passed another resolution calling on the governor to write to us and make his nomination for commissioners who will be in the State Executive Council knowing fully well that 19 of them are impostors who are in those offices parading themselves, deceiving the public. That particular correspondence, we tried to read the governor. To date, the governor never communicated to us. We couldn't reach him. He refused to receive the correspondence. Everything we are doing is through the media, through print media and otherwise. Distinguished colleague, this is the problem we have had with this governor. And we are also aware that this is, the two I just mentioned to you, are just a few of the many who have forwarded to the governor, either without reply, or those who have sent chased out of government house. Even the courier services we send write to us that they refuse to receive our correspondence in government house. And we have reports from different organizations that we have engaged to forward our correspondence to the governor. To this day, governor has never responded to all those correspondences. Not one. I'm not in receipt of any correspondence from the governor, either regarding the commissioners that he has yet to submit their list or for any other one. And I must say it, that is the situation. And that is why I have to bring this to your knowledge one more time, that even this one that is before us is still a challenge. And that is why something needs to be done. The leader, you made a request. You have something to say.
Mr. Speaker, we do not have anything to do or to resort to the powers that are given to us and regular sections of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, particularly Section 188, as you said. Mr. Speaker, in the case of the notice, Mr. Speaker, I would want to move a motion and grant leave to the clerk so that he can publish this service, these letters on print media, at least a minimum of 3 newspapers, so that we can publish all the letters of gross misconduct that is meted on the governor and the deputy governor. Mr. Speaker, therefore, I want to move that we grant the clerk the leave to publish all letters, correspondence that is written from us to you and from you to His Excellency on the print media, at least not less than 3. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Secondly, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I am Honorable Fubara. I represent the people of Waka. I rise this morning to second the motion approved by our family leader, I so second.
All right. So all the motion has moved and either that grants I so second.
Moved and seconded that pursuant to Section 188, Sub 3, that mandates the Speaker to compulsorily ensure that the governor becomes aware of the notice of allegations of gross misconduct against him, as well as the deputy governor of the notice of allegations of gross misconduct against her, that this document should be sent to them, knowing fully well that this is what Mr. Speaker needs to do. The leader has moved the motion, seconded by Honorable Para, and I want to put the question that those in favor of the motion ably moved and seconded that we should direct the clerk of this house to publish in a minimum of 3 national dailies these 3 notices. The notice of allegations of gross misconduct brought pursuant to Section 188 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended 1999 in reference to acts of gross misconduct in the performance of the functions of the office of the governor by His Excellency similarly Fubara, Governor of Rivers State, and of course, the notice of allegations of gross misconduct brought pursuant to Section 188 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended 1999 in reference to acts of gross misconduct brought against the deputy Governor, Her Excellency Professor Ngozi Mma-Odo, DSSRS, Deputy Governor of Rivers State, should indicate by raising their hands. Against? Distinguished colleagues, those for 26, against, nil, abstention, nil. Distinguished colleagues, by this voting, this House has therefore resolved that the clerk will publish in at least 3 national dailies the notice of allegations of gross misconduct brought pursuant to Section 188 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended 1999 in reference to acts of gross misconduct in the performance of the functions of the office of the governor by His Excellency Sasimla Fubara, GSSRS, Governor of Rivers State, as well as the notice of allegations of gross misconduct brought pursuant to Section 188 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended 1999 in reference to acts of gross misconduct in the performance of the functions of the office of the Deputy Governor by Her Excellency Professor Ngozi Mma-Odo, DSSRS, Deputy Governor of Rivers State. Clerk, what do we have? Whatever we do today, history will certainly record us one way or the other. But I'm convinced that everything we are doing is in line with the Constitution, in line with extant laws of this country. And I believe that it is in the interest of the good people of Rivers State. We all know the times we are in. We all know that Rivers State needs to move forward. So I want to thank you for your contributions today. I want to thank you for standing firm by the good people of Rivers State. And by the grace of God, where we intend to make this Rivers State be in the committee of other states, in the committee of states across the nation, where we have developmental projects approved by this House of Assembly in line with the Constitution, where we'll have Rivers people being happy, smiling that things are done properly. We believe that is the best thing that should happen to our state. And we believe that God is with us. God will continue to bless our dear states. God will continue to bless our country. Keep Rivers people strong, healthy. And we believe that at the end of it all, Rivers people will be the greatest beneficiaries at the end of the day. Thank you, distinguished colleagues. Leader.